All right, hello, and welcome to the Dad, Daughter, and Drink podcast, where real conversations and real perspectives come together over a drink. I am Dad, and this is my beautiful daughter, Destiny. And I think our today's topic, we're going to talk about parenting, picking from picking switches to timeouts. So let's get into it.
Check it out. I call it. Yeah.
Okay, so like my dad said, today's topic is about parenting, more specifically about discipline when it comes to parenting.
Right.
From his generation where they had to go pick switches outside and stuff like that. So now where it's more like timeouts, taking devices, things like that nature.
Nice.
I'll let you start it off.
All right. So, our discipline back in the day, yeah, we had to go out and pick switches. We had whoopings or whatever. I think we discussed this before that um, instead of like the fear, basically, well, it was kind of fear because you didn't want to get your behind beat or whatever. So it was everything was up to grabs, from extension cords to
That's crazy.
paddles to whatever it is. That was the discipline function. Basically, if you messed up, you're gonna get your behind beat. All right, and don't mess up in school, cause mom or dad is showing up to school and they will beat you right in front of your friends.
That's
You know what I mean?
embarrassing.
So that was a big difference between back then and now. I don't think I ever hit you or your brother. I think that was one thing that
No.
kind of changed.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah,
ever
no,
disciplined
I
you like that.
I I never got hit. I only got hit one time, but it was well deserved. It was well. Remember when I drew on the wall after y'all painted with the Sharpie?
Did I hit you or did you?
No, you did.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yes, it was one time I drew on the wall, and yeah, that was the only time I ever got hit or
You drawn on the wall. But yeah, so yeah, our discipline was, yeah, it was a little bit tougher then. And I basically because that was probably just transferred down from basically generations. I guess it really wasn't no talking. Now, what my dad did a lot of times was he'll have a conversation. That's what I used to hate. Sometimes, like he'll have a, now you about to, because we had this pole in our basement. It's called the SWAT pole. So you had to put your, like, you get down to your drawers or whatever, and then he'll tell you, hey, you about to get 3 swats, you about to get 4 swats or 2 swats or whatever. You know what I mean? It really wasn't that many, but it hurt. So he's swinging it like a little paddle, or whatever. Hitting you swat square on your butt with a little piece of wood. But before he had to actually do that, he would have a conversation. That was the worst thing about the whole thing. I'd rather just get the swats and move on. Let me
yeah, but you're gonna
move
talk
on,
before.
whatever. But he gonna give you an hour and a half conversation, and you still got to get these swats. So now you ain't even thinking about the conversation.
Yeah.
You thinking about, oh Lord, you just making this worse. Cause
Yeah.
now
It's
I'm sitting there.
anticipation.
Yeah, now I'm just sitting here like, oh, I know these swats about to hurt or whatever. But yeah, that's how I went. But like I said, I think that was just transferred, just generations. It probably back from. I really think for black families, we got that from slavery.
Yeah. That's what it sounded
Like
like.
we got that from slavery. Like they just transferred that down. Like, okay, we just gonna discipline you, which we call it. Um, most people that my age, a lot of us kind of turned out all right doing that. But I think we just kind of adjusted later on. Um, that wasn't necessary. So when I started disciplining y'all, really depends on what the offense was. You know what I mean? So if it was really egregious or something like that, yeah, you probably gonna get spanked. But like I said, I don't think you probably only hit you once, and probably only spanked the obvious once, maybe twice. The obvious was kind of different. But yeah, so I think when I learned was it was easier for me to take something from y'all.
Yeah.
like y'all phones. That was like the most disappointing thing for you. I was like, y'all can't live without your phones, or you couldn't go outside, or you couldn't do this,
Yeah.
or do that. Just take something from you. You know what I mean? Whatever it was. So that's kind of how I kind of adjusted on that.
Yeah, I think the discipline I like remember the most happening would be like with mom, but she just sit there and talk to us like you said, the lecture.
Mm-hmm.
Like ours would just be like a long talk. I mean, I don't feel like they'd be that long, but it really just like a talk to like understand what you did, why you did it, why I'm upset, and like why it was the wrong thing to do. And I feel like for me that was the worst than anything else because it's like disappointment. It's the sense of
Right.
like, oh, I'm disappointed in that person. Like
Yeah.
that did it for me.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how for me it was. I don't really remember nothing getting taken for me because I mean I didn't get a phone till later after Diaz got a phone. Then I got his old stuff. But or like yeah, not being able to go outside and go places like with my friends. I didn't really have I didn't really have nothing to just like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
take
y'all really
for real.
wasn't that. Yeah. Y'all really wasn't that. I wouldn't say not bad. Y'all didn't really. Well, you
Yeah.
weren't because I guess you had an example ahead of you. Like, okay, this is what I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do. How you able to kind
Exactly,
of
yeah. So I didn't really have
slide
too
through the
many
cracks with a lot of stuff or
just
whatever. You kind of understood. Oh, but I ain't gonna do that because
exactly.
I already see what the
I
effects
already
of.
know you're gonna get in trouble. But I definitely see like even now like on social media and stuff when I see with like other generations, the new generations of parents and stuff now, yeah, I feel like the whole like giving your kid whoopings or spankings all that definitely is like it's like over with or it's almost like barbaric now. I feel
Yeah, I think so
like
too.
people is just like oh I will not hit my children like they stand strong or like oh I will not hit my children and stuff like that. And now it'd be like, yeah, like taking stuff away, or like, yes, time out in a corner, like sitting out in the corner, which is
Yeah, I don't.
kind of weird because I don't,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
understand
understand the
that.
corner
That
thing
one's
either.
not gonna
'Cause
work.
I feel like that wouldn't work for me. I'll be sitting over there talking to the wall or something. Like I'm not finna.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work.
I don't get the corner one, but yeah, it'd be like nuanced things, like just new things people would just start doing.
Right. So, do you think that if people were still getting whipped, even though a lot of people just
Mm.
kind of shunned away from that right now, um, do you think that made y'all? A lot of people in my generation, we like to call y'all softer because of
Mhm.
that. Because y'all don't have the, like I said, a lot of our stuff is more
Yeah,
physical. It's
it
like
was.
that was our
Y'all.
determining factor. But do
I
you
live in
think
the
that's a?
trenches. But no, I do think it. I don't know. That's complicated. I feel like cause like me personally, I don't feel like I'm softer. Like I'm
Right.
like soft or anything. But I do think like now some people's kids are just wild. Like it's like they have no fear of authority. I was like, even though I wasn't getting like spankings like that, I still had fear of authority. Like fear of disappointing y'all,
Right.
having like them looks was like, oh, I done messed up. Like
Mm-hmm.
I still had that. Like I had something to like replace, I guess like a spanking in that sense. I feel like now it's not really nothing to replace that. So kids don't have that fear of authority. So they just feel like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and then now I think also along with that, a lot of stuff, like I was saying, you talking about extension cords
Yeah, that's
being
crazy. That's
a lot of that
child
stuff
abuse.
is like child, right? Y'all, what y'all call now child abuse. It was fair game back in the day. Wasn't nobody
That's
calling
child
no
abuse.
what was it, CPS, whatever you
Yeah,
could CPS
CPS.
or whatever whoever that was, for them to show up. There wasn't nobody calling that. I can't remember. One of the comedians one time said, "Yeah, you can try to call back in the day. You try to call CPS, they'll dial the 9 and the 1, dial the 9 and the 1 for you,
And
and
see if
let
you
you
get
put
the
the
last one
one."
in. That's
It was
crazy.
yeah. So really, like you said, I think that was just a lot of that was based on fear, and I think it was supposed to be a tool to stop you from doing something.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about, oh, you know what, my parents
Yeah,
going,
let
I'm
me
gonna
not
get,
even
I
do
ain't
it.
even
And that's what
gonna
I
do
mean.
it.
I feel
Yeah.
like that we don't have that nowadays. Kids don't have that like, oh, if I do this, it's gonna happen to me. It'd be like, oh, if I do this, my phone might get taken. I might get grounded. Like, it's nothing to really be like,
Right.
okay, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I can handle it. It's like, oh, I can handle that punishment. It's not nothing. I feel like, I feel like it did make us soft, but not like in certain senses. Cause like even I feel like some of my friends that like end up going to the military later. Some people can't like handle being yelled at, get in your face.
Yeah,
Like I feel like
yeah.
in that sense, it did make the generation a little soft because they can't like handle stuff like that. So it's like okay, like you all up in my face screaming at me. Like I feel like in that sense, yeah.
Yeah, but
it did.
they actually changed.
Well, yeah, I know
they
they
actually
changed
it around from like when I went in. They had what they called the shark attack, especially when you go on the basic training. The shark attack where the drill sergeant or whatever.
But they changed it
They
because
changed
of
it
how
now
our generation is.
because
Like,
right. Yeah,
that's what
so
I'm saying.
it's
I feel like
it's
in that
definitely different.
sense, we definitely are like soft. Because
Like,
even
they
me,
don't-
I would be like, okay, wait, hold on. Please, give me a break. I'm sorry. Like, oh my God. Even me, I feel like I would be in there like, oh my goodness. Like, I can't. Like, I can't. Like, I would just be overwhelmed. I'd be like, oh my gosh. I feel like it's like certain things we didn't get experience too, like how y'all did. Because, like you said, everything for y'all was so physical and very, I feel like, in your face and direct. I feel like a lot of our stuff is not direct.
Right.
So it's just like, that's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. Like, oh my gosh. I don't even think I would be able to handle that. So I feel like in that sense, yeah, we are soft. But I think it's because there's nothing, you have to, I feel like with every kid, you have to find that thing that's like, okay,
Right.
to replace a whooping. Do I think it should just be like banned? No. I feel like some kids is bad. Some kids are bad and going to test that luck. And then every now and then you have to like do that. Because I feel like even what you said first, maybe like once or twice. Like that's nothing, I'm not scarred or nothing. Like,
Right.
but it's like I knew, okay, if I go too far over, I'm going to be in trouble. Like there's
Right.
not no conversation go get me out of this. And so
Right,
it's
right.
like that too. But I also feel like when you said parents coming up to the school is completely different now too.
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that change. Like now, I feel like when parents, now that the younger parents, maybe not my age or didn't grow up like me or whatever, when they go up to the school, like they're going up there to literally attack the teacher. Like you don't even have both sides of the story. They just got the story from their child or whatever, and they go, you know what I mean? Oh well, the teacher did this or this, that, or the third, but they don't. A lot of times they're not like asking, okay, what did you do? Or how did we get to this situation? It's just I'm just gonna take my child, and then you're running up there, you know what I mean? And you already cussing out the teacher, which call you don't even sit down with, what you call it.
Yeah.
Now that was one thing I didn't play. Now I can understand like if like a lot of times if something happened, which we call it, I need to hear both sides of the story. And until I hear both sides of the story, for me, the child, that teacher is still the adult.
Right.
The figure inside the school. So hey, we gonna sit down, figure it out. But the child or whatever should not be disrespecting the authority figure. You know what I mean? You wait till the parent actually gets there or whatever, if that's how it's gonna go. And then when I get there as the parent, I'm going to actually sit down with both the teachers so I can hear both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? And then even then, I'm still not going to be disrespectful to the teacher because that's their job. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with a whole bunch of what you call it. Now, if they put their hands on the child or something like that, that's a different story. You know what I mean? But still, it shouldn't come to where I'm just being disrespectful. I can just either send it up the chain through the school or you know what I'm saying, if it's something serious, or you just sue the teacher or whatever, or the school, whatever, because they're supposed to be protecting. But a lot of times, especially now, that was one of the reasons why I didn't go into teaching after I left the military, is because of that. Because first of all, I know I got PTSD, and I'm not going to deal with no child, teenager, or whatever, talking crazy. It just wouldn't go down. It just would have been a bad situation. You know what I mean? It just would have been bad. Yeah, it would just it would have been a bad situation. But parents also have to have some type of patience and understanding and try to, understand. You know what I mean? So because both the teacher and the parent is kind of raising the child at that
Yeah.
point in time. The teacher's obviously teaching them, whether the parents should be teaching them as well at home, but while the parent is working, trying to build a household, the teacher or whatever is in charge. They're the authority figure at that point in
Right.
time. So a lot of times right now it just turns madness. Because I
Yeah.
see it all the time on the news. Parent runs up
Yeah,
there and
I seen it and I used to see it in person too. Like
fighting.
but I
They want to
feel
fight
like
the teacher.
I feel
and
like I'm a
everything.
little biased. Like I am a little biased with it. Like, yes, I mean you should get both sides of the story. You should definitely get both sides of the story. But I feel like nowadays we have those teachers who are just like blatantly disrespectful to you, or
Right,
will just
right.
slick comments or whatever. So it's like when it's time for like you did get in trouble for saying something or whatever case may be, and now the principal or whatever is calling your parents, they're not gonna say nothing in the kid's favor because you are the child in the situation. So
Right,
it's like,
right.
of course, like, so I feel like I am kind of biased because I feel like in those situations it'll never be in the child's favor, no matter if what they said was like, yes, maybe what they said was disrespectful, but if this teacher been disrespecting me the whole year and I finally done said something, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this. Like, cause teachers out here be racist and all a bunch of other stuff and just like don't care. Like this is their job and they just hate it. Like they just hate being here, so they take it out on the children that they be teaching.
Right.
So I feel like yes, you
But
should
you-
always get both sides, but in public, we in this school, please don't do that to me. Stick by my side. Stick beside me. I'm not saying cuss no teacher out, but you need to be sticking by me. We can get into all the extra at home, but it like in front of all these people, I want the parent to stick beside me I feel like that's especially for me because if I'm doing something, it's reason. I'm not just out
Right.
here. Oh, I'm trying to
the
start
parent,
a crime.
most parents typically know or should know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say most. Some people just don't know what their kids are doing. They have no
Yeah.
idea. You know what I mean? So, but most parents, like I know your mentality. So if something comes up, I'd be like, it just doesn't like that's not something Destiny would do or Destiny would say without reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm talking about, getting both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Where okay, like
Hearing what happened.
hearing what you're telling me, and then I can go and talk to the teacher or whatever and say, or whoever the authority figure is, and say, hey, you know what I mean, what is the what went on? Then I can be like, okay, some ain't adding, some ain't up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they say, it's always three sides of the story.
Yep.
A side, B side, and the actual event that actually happened.
Right.
So you have to be able to, you know what I mean, you have to be able to do that. What I'm saying, not saying that the parents shouldn't take up for their child, especially if it's reversed where the teacher is being disrespectful, but it still should be, you still should be able to have a conversation without me running up there and acting, you know, want to tear up the school or want to, because I only got your side of the story at that point. I don't have the other side of the story. And then you can have a conversation and be like, okay, you know what I mean, how can we, you know what I'm saying, we can swatch this, because it's two things that's happening. You're able to get a glimpse of what's going on in the classroom. And then you're also teaching the student or the child how to have an adult conversation and not be so emotionally reactive on everything that happens to them. You know what I mean? So if the parent goes up there and just automatically just shoots off, what do you think the next time the child goes, they just gonna start talking. They just gonna they just like, because I know my parents gonna do that, so that's how I'm at. But if you can go and have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, you just kind of teaching people like how to actually have a conversation without it being without it blowing all out of proportion. That's kind of what's messed up in the world today. People don't listen other people's perspectives. We just go at it. Everything just go at it. We have no we don't have a conversation with each other. Everything, no conversation.
That's true. That is so true.
Everything is just drama. I got it.
So, do you think gentle parenting is working, like long term wise? Do you think it's like, okay, it works, or it's like not really?
I think it does, because like we said earlier, I think the actual needing to actually spank somebody, like I said, unless it's just agree. And even then, there's a lot of stuff that you don't have to, be do put your hands on the child or whatever. You know what I mean? There's other things. There's so much other things that you can do right now as a parent because y'all need social media. I can take everything from you. You gotta. That's the worst thing that you can do for that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just everything, and like you say, I kind of like my thing was let me figure out the way, like you said, where you're looking at me like, damn, I disappointed this person.
Yeah.
I did. Excuse me. I disappointed my parent. That's the best effect that I can have as a parent. Like I want you to understand what it was. I don't have to hit you or yell at you or nothing. But all I gotta do is look at you a certain way and be like,
yeah, you messed
that. She just messed that all
be
up.
Under 6.
and that's sometimes more effective. So and I think that was also one of the reasons that the military started changing how they're doing things because they figured out even though you were doing the shark attacks with the drill sergeant, it wasn't and then they switched it. It wasn't no difference in the effect.
Yeah,
you weren't really getting a better.
Yeah,
you weren't getting a better soldier.
Yeah, because with me, you sure wouldn't be getting nothing better. I mean, I would just be scared all the time. I'd be scared, but I feel like even now, like they grow like some type of bond or that form of respect for the person now. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do my best because I don't want to make this person look bad or show things like that, which is always
And then I like you said, I think it worked for some kids, but some kids
it don't work for everybody.
Get knocked upside
down. It do not work for everybody, and that's why I be wanting people to understand. It do not work for everybody.
Some of the kids, they didn't let them go too far.
Yeah.
Now you can't even reel them back. You know what I mean? So at that point, it's just like, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
At this point, what to do?
Cause I feel like once the kid starts like, what is it like? Understanding it and trying to like get around, I feel like the gentle parenting is when you need to switch things up. Cause if not, they're gonna just take it and run. Like that's when I feel like kids get out of hand.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that a lot of parents, and this is based on this, like nowadays, they are, I don't even know how to put this, drugging their kids more? Like everybody turn around and say, I got ADHD.
That's so funny.
So instead of parenting, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to give them something to calm them down, whatever. And a lot of this, I don't feel like that's necessary all the time. I know some kids are, but some kids aren't really that. They just kind of put them in that box because I can't, they're just.
Yeah, I feel like, also when it comes to ADHD, I feel like everybody don't know everything. And like, they just hear like certain little symptoms, like, hyperactive and whatever. So they just be like, my kid got that. That's my kid. This my kid. Like, but without actually like going to a doctor and maybe actually like getting it checked. I feel like in that sense, yes, people do just be drugging their kids a little bit. Because it just be like, no, maybe your kid is just an energetic kid. Maybe they need to go outside. Like, take them outside.
Find some interest that
people, we used to be outside. Now we don't. That's the problem. Like,
that's definitely
I feel like that's the problem. I feel like sometimes, like, it's no different than a dog. Like, a dog, like, if he stays inside 24 hours, it'll start to go, like, it's like cabin fever. Like, it'll start to go crazy.
And then it can't socialize with other dogs or people because it'll just start barking and everything.
Exactly. It just go crazy. Anytime anything sets us off, like, imbalance, it's like, I can't handle nothing because I'm only used to just being in the house with these people and nothing else. I feel like kids are no different. Like, they just grow up just in the house, just y'all can't go outside, can't socialize with other people, go to just a park, get some fresh air. Like, they might become, like, hyperactive or just messing stuff up in your house, throwing stuff and just doing stuff. Do I think it's ADHD? Maybe it is now. Like, it might be now, but in the beginning, it probably wasn't. Like, it probably wasn't. It was probably just like they need to get outside. But I do not think everybody has ADD. Like, I know it is common, but okay. I don't think everybody just. Unless your doctor told you, okay.
Right. Sometimes I don't know. I just be thinking like sometimes instead of the punishment or timeout or whatever, how can I how can I drug my kid to make them
No,
calm
it
down?
do be like that. I'm trying to, some people
Like,
is like that.
that's
Especially
really
when their
that's
kid is
really
like
a discipline. Yeah.
overly hyper. They're
Uh-huh.
quick. It's like, oh, I'm finna go get this, or I got this. I'm finna put in somebody's food like a dog. Like literally like a dog. Like what's happening? Take your kid outside. Like let themselves wear themselves out. I feel like that's
Right.
what. Like especially I feel like now, especially since social media and the internet and like everything is such a big thing now, kids don't get that point of wearing themselves out. Like they don't actually wear themselves out.
Yeah, true.
They just stay like they stay distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Even like with the iPads, it's just distracting. They're not like, burning energy or nothing
Right.
playing on the iPad all day. No, they're just distracted. Like distracted by all these colors, everything going on the screen, but they're not distracted. So yes, of course, when you trying to go put them down for sleep, now they're not sleepy. I ain't done nothing all day. I ain't done nothing all day. Like
True.
now my brain
True.
going. Now I want to get up and play with toys and do this. Like now I'm ready to do something because I haven't been doing anything. Like I just been looking at a screen all day. Like
That's true.
so I feel
That's
like
definitely true. I definitely believe in having people because I used to do that to y'all. Y'all need to go outside.
yeah,
Y'all need to go do something.
I
Do
like
something
going
else.
outside.
Do something else. Get off the computers. Get in front of the TV. Go
Yeah.
outside. Run.
And I feel like now
waste
it's
some
so bad
energy.
because the younger and younger kids get, the quicker they get an iPad or something in their hands.
That's true.
It's like now it's just like here. It's almost like giving a baby a bottle. It's like here, go get the iPad. Like you like, oh my gosh, like you shouldn't be 3 years old and know how to work the phone better than me. Like it's something going on. Like we got to do better. And I feel like that be a big thing, and especially when it comes to ADD thing. Like I don't know the science behind all that, but I feel like it's because people not going outside like that no more. People just overly hyper, but I don't feel like it's overly hyper because as soon as you put them in a sport or something, they're fine.
No.
Or you give them like an extracurricular, like karate, anything. As soon as you give them something else, it's like, okay, you see a change. Like you see, this person's not coming back home and destroying my house every day.
Right.
Because they have another outlet. Like they have something where they can
Right.
get off that energy and everything like that. So
That makes sense.
the drugging thing, I don't know what be wrong with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just another way of control. Like I feel like how the switches and stuff was for y'all. It's another way to keep control of your kid.
Right.
Probably not the best way,
No,
but
I don't know if the switches was a control thing. That was more of a what is that? What's that? I can't remember what the word is. Well, basically, I'm making you go out and get your punishment or whatever, and you can't bring no little bitty switch like that's gonna They gonna send you
I
right
wouldn't
back
care
out
about it. I
there.
would
It's
just
crazy.
stay
I've
outside.
actually had to do that. I never. Yeah, that's weird. That's just crazy thought. Now that I'm thinking about it, like y'all really made us to go out and
it did
get
give
the
a little,
tool for my harm.
it did give a little bit of slavery. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why I really think that's where all that came from, especially for black folks or whatever. That's
Because even like turning around and getting hit like on your butt, essentially, it's like where'd that come from? Who said this is how we supposed to do this?
I don't know. I guess that's what they had back in the day.
I mean,
so.
it makes sense.
Yeah, but I think that's where that came from. Might as well just had a whip and just hit me across my back at this point.
Just saying. Just saying. But I feel like also that's why like now even my generation, like generation a little bit older, that's why it's such a like, oh no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like that's why people are like that now. And then also like now, child abuse. It's that line. That line is so thin. Like
Y'all definitely
that line now
got
is
lucky.
so
Because I'm trying
thin.
to tell
It's like
you.
you
Oh
can't-
yeah.
Like tell on an extension cord. Yeah, CPS would have been called. Like, and also I feel like even with CPS and stuff, I feel like the a reason that did start to shift. I feel like especially when the whole like DARE programs and stuff, where people used to come to your school and ask you, oh, do your parents do this? Do your parents do this? Like, where it'd be like trying to figure out, like, oh, are you living with alcoholics? Are you living with addicts? Like, you remember when, like, they used to come to school?
Oh yeah, but see that was a well, that'd be a different subject. But
Well,
that was actually
yeah.
a thing where they was trying to, especially during like the crack era or whatever.
Yeah.
They were trying to label a lot of people, whatever, if their parents or whatever, or crack was sold in the house or their parents, they were
Yeah.
crack babies. Where they what you call it, but they were trying to label it for a certain group of people, not
Yeah.
for everybody.
Oh well, of course, but I feel like that was when
Yeah.
everything started shifting. It's like okay, and that's when
Right.
like
So
child
they can
abuse
start-
and
so
everything
they-
started to get like
Yeah,
okay,
so they
this
can
is
start taking
now
kids. They
a
want
thing.
now they want to take kids out of the house. So now you're
Exactly.
basically disrupting a family. You know what I'm saying? It was a systematic thing. Okay, we can disrupt the family this way by first removing the parent, the father, mother, whatever, and then we
Yeah, I
can remove
remember
the child.
one time
so
I
now
said
you
the
have all
wrong
these-
thing in one of them classes. They called my mom. They called her 'cause they thought she had something going on, but it wasn't like that.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was when I was staying with granddaddy and grandma. It was them. They called them. But it was I was getting confused by the questions.
Your grandma would have went up there and went crazy on you.
I was confused by the questions. They was just like regular stuff, like do they drink? Like yes, they drink. You know, every night
Right.
they drink. So I was like yes, and it was like every night. I'm like yes. Like do they throw parties? Yeah, they have parties. Like I'm feeling. So I'm not like elaborating, but in my head it's
right. I
like yes,
got
they
you.
do. But I'm not saying it like that. Like, calm down. Like I'm just saying like the
But
questions you're asking me
They
are
knew
broad.
they knew what they doing.
Like,
They
you're
asking
asking
you
me
broad
broad
questions, so
questions,
now
like-
they can. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm
They knew
about
what they
this big. Like I'm trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember they gave a call. They was like, Disney, what did you go up there telling them people? I'm like, I promise, like, it wasn't that. Like, it'd be terrible.
I see. Well, I guess the synopsis is that it's no longer really soft. We can't say what's it, soft parenting or soft
Gentle parenting.
gentle parenting. It's just basically a switch like everything else. As
Yeah.
time goes by, things change.
Yeah.
I don't think that not having the physical whoopings or having to go out and pick your own switch or extension
Crazy.
cord or something like that made us better or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think it was just their way at that time and dragging it from generation to generation.
Yeah, I agree. And I think now you just got to find what works for your kid, what works for your family and your household, and stick with that. Everything works differently for different people. You got to put your hands on them kids, then it's okay.
Hey,
I'm not going to judge.
You gotta go out and send them out to get that switch.
Not
Go
that.
ahead, go ahead and do that. If that's what you need to do. Thank you again for listening, y'all.
And if you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, family. Comment more topics and things you want us to talk about and bring here to the table.
Alrighty, y'all have a good one and a blessed day. Peace.
Check it out. I call it